All right, let's dive in. We're talking all about getting you prepped for an import-export manager job in the agricultural sector. Raw materials, seeds, animal feeds, you name it. And our intel comes straight from RoleCatcher, which, let me tell you, is like having a secret weapon in your corner when it comes to job hunting.
It really is a game changer. So much valuable information in there, especially for nailing those tough interview questions.
And on that note, let's set the scene for our listener. If you land this job, what's it actually going to look like day to day?
Well, picture this. You're juggling international regulations, coordinating shipments all over the world, staying ahead of the curve on market trends, and making sure those agricultural goods get to where they need to be on time. It's a fast-paced, high-pressure environment, but man, is it rewarding.
Sounds pretty intense, but hey, no pain, no game, right? Speaking of high stakes, let's jump right into those interview questions. RoleCatcher gives us 9 common ones, so let's break them down one by one. First up, can you walk me through your experience with import-export regulations?
This is your chance to show them you're not just some bookworm who memorized a bunch of rules. You've actually been in the trenches, navigating the complex world of international trade.
Right, anyone can rattle off regulations from a textbook.
Yeah.
So how do you suggest our listener really shines here?
Think about it this way. Don't just tell them what you know. Show them how you've actually used it in the real world. Think of a specific situation, like that time you had to solve a tricky customs issue, or maybe when you had to make sure everything was compliant with some new regulation. Walk them through the steps you took, the challenges you faced, and of course, the successful outcome you achieved.
So basically, bring those regulations to life with a real-world story. I like it. All right, next question is, how do you stay up to date with changes in international trade policies?
Now, this one is all about proving you're not just keeping up, but that you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, because in this field, things change faster than, I don't know, the price of soybeans during a drought or something.
Exactly. So don't just mention the obvious things like trade publications and news sources, although those are important too. Highlight the things you do proactively. Maybe you subscribe to specialized newsletters, you follow industry experts online, or you participate in online forums where people talk about this stuff. It's all about showing you're going above and beyond to stay in the loop.
And that makes a lot of sense, especially since things are always changing so quickly. I bet RoleCatcher's AI can even recommend some of those resources tailored to the specific jobs you're going for.
Oh, absolutely. It's like having a personal research assistant just for you, gathering all the most relevant info.
Okay, moving on to question number 3. Can you tell me about your experience working with suppliers and vendors in foreign countries? This one just screams cultural awareness and global relationship building to me.
You hit the nail on the head. This is where you show that you can bridge those cultural gaps and communicate effectively across borders, languages, even time zones.
Okay, so what kind of story would really impress the interviewer here?
Well, think of a time when you had to navigate a cross-cultural misunderstanding, or when you went that extra mile to build a good relationship with a supplier from another country. Maybe you learned a few key phrases in their language, or adjusted your communication style to fit their cultural norms. They want to see that you're not just tolerant of other cultures, but you genuinely try to understand and connect with them.
Right, because at the end of the day, building strong relationships in this role is crucial.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, question number 4 is all about logistics. How do you manage logistics and transportation for import-export operations? Sounds like it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty of shipping and handling.
This one is all about proving your mastery over the intricate dance that is global logistics.
So it's not just about knowing the different ways to ship things. It's about optimizing routes and making sure everything runs smoothly like a well-oiled machine.
Exactly. You want to highlight your experience with different shipping methods, the software you use to track shipments, and your ability to, foresee and solve any problems that might pop up. Did you ever have to reroute a shipment because something unexpected happened? Or maybe you had to negotiate a better rate with a shipping company? Those are the kinds of stories that will make you stand out.
And I imagine if they ask a follow-up about specific software or systems, RoleCatcher's AI can probably help you out, making sure you're up to date with the industry standards.
Oh, for sure. It can also help you explain your experience in a way that matches the keywords and jargon used in the job description, which, let me tell you, can make all the difference.
All right, question number 5. This one sounds a little tricky. Can you describe a time when you had to handle a difficult negotiation with a foreign supplier or vendor? I feel like this is where things could get a little tense.
It can be a tightrope walk for sure. But it's also your opportunity to showcase your diplomacy skills,
Yeah.
your problem-solving abilities, and your ability to find common ground, even when cultural differences or language barriers get in the way.
So how should our listener approach this one?
Pick a situation where you faced a real challenge, like a price disagreement, a delay in delivery, or maybe a quality control issue. Walk them through the steps you took to really understand the other side's perspective, find a compromise, and reach an agreement that worked for everyone.
And it's not about giving in, right? It's about being firm, but fair, assertive, but respectful.
Exactly. And don't forget to highlight the positive outcome you achieved. Did you build a stronger relationship with the supplier? Did you secure a better deal for your company? Remember, quantifiable results always make a good impression.
Makes sense. All right, on to question number 6. How do you ensure compliance with environmental and safety regulations when importing and exporting agricultural products? I feel like this one is super important these days, with sustainability and ethical sourcing becoming more and more crucial.
It's not just a box to tick. It's about showing a genuine commitment to ethical and sustainable practices.
So how can our listener convince the interviewer that they're the real deal when it comes to this?
Go beyond just listing the regulations you know. Mention any relevant certifications you have, like organic farming standards or fair trade practices. Talk about the steps you took in your previous roles to make sure things were compliant. Maybe you put a new traceability system in place, or maybe you conducted audits of suppliers to ensure everything was up to par. And be ready to talk about some of the newer trends and challenges in this area, like reducing your carbon footprint or protecting biodiversity.
So basically show them you're not just following the rules, you're actively looking for ways to improve and make a real difference.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Let's tackle question number 7. Can you describe your experience with managing a team of import-export specialists? Sounds like they're looking for a leader, not just someone who can follow instructions.
This one's all about showing off your ability to inspire, motivate, and guide a team to success, even when those team members are scattered across the globe.
So it's leadership with a global twist. What kind of example would really resonate with the interviewer here?
Well, think about a time when you had a challenge with your team. Maybe there was a conflict between team members, or a missed deadline, or a super complicated project that required everyone to work together seamlessly. Describe the steps you took to encourage communication, delegate effectively, and empower your team members to take ownership of their tasks.
I bet a story about mentoring a junior team member or helping someone develop their skills would really drive home that leadership quality. You're not just managing people, you're invested in their growth.
For sure. And don't forget to mention any positive feedback you received from your team, or any successful outcomes that came from your leadership.
Great points. Wow, we've covered a lot already. Still got 2 more questions to unpack, but before we do that, let's take a quick look at some of RoleCatcher's career insights and see how they can help our listener map out their future in this exciting field. Stick around. And we're back for part 2 of our deep dive into the world of import-export management. We're tackling those tough interview questions head on, and trust me, this is the kind of prep work that can make all the difference when it comes to landing your dream job.
Couldn't agree more. Preparation is key, and that's exactly what we're doing here, giving you the tools and knowledge to knock it out of the park.
So we've already gone through 6 interview questions. Let's jump right into number 7. How do you ensure that import-export operations are cost-effective and efficient? This one seems like it's all about balancing the books while making sure those shipments are always moving.
It's about strategic thinking, resourcefulness, and constantly looking for ways to improve the process. Think of it this way. Every dollar you save, every minute you shave off delivery time, that's a win.
I like that analogy. So how can our listener prove they have that cost-conscious, efficiency-driven mindset?
Share concrete examples of times when you streamlined operations, negotiated better rates, or came up with creative solutions to logistical problems. Maybe you implemented a new inventory system that reduced waste, or found a more efficient shipping route that saved time and money.
Those are great examples. And I bet if they ask a follow-up question about specific cost-saving tactics or those efficiency metrics, RoleCatcher's AI can probably give you some industry benchmarks and best practices.
You bet. It's like having your own personal consultant in your pocket, making sure your answers are on point and tailored to what they're looking for in the role.
All right, ready for the final question?
Hit me with it.
How do you ensure that all import-export operations comply with ethical and legal standards? This one feels like the ultimate test of your integrity and commitment to doing business the right way.
It goes deeper than just knowing the rules. It's about showing that you truly understand the ethical side of global trade and that you're committed to responsible practices.
So how can our listener convince the interviewer that they're not just talking the talk, but walking the walk when it comes to ethics?
Share real situations where you faced ethical dilemmas at work. Maybe you had to deal with a supplier who wasn't treating their workers fairly, or a shipment that raised some environmental red flags. Walk them through your process, how you assessed the situation, gathered info, and made a decision that aligned with your company's values and ethical guidelines.
So it's about showing that you can handle those tough situations, make the right call, even when it's not easy.
Precisely. And feel free to mention any initiatives you've been a part of that promote ethical sourcing, sustainability, or fair trade.
Great advice. And I'm guessing if the interviewer asks about specific ethical frameworks or industry standards, RoleCatcher's AI could be a helpful resource there too.
Absolutely. It can help you explain your approach to ethical decision-making in a way that aligns with the company's values and culture.
Perfect. Well, we've officially tackled all 9 interview questions. Give yourself a pat on the back. But before we celebrate too much, let's switch gears a bit and talk career paths. RoleCatcher breaks down the Import-Export Manager role into 3 stages: entry-level, junior, and senior. How do the responsibilities and expectations change as you move up that ladder?
It's like leveling up in a video game. Each stage comes with new challenges, opportunities, and of course, rewards. Let's start with entry level. Imagine you're fresh out of school, excited to jump into the world of international trade. At this stage, it's all about absorbing as much as you can, getting that hands-on experience, and proving yourself as a valuable member of the team.
So lots of learning the ropes, helping out the more senior managers, and really building that foundational knowledge of import-export procedures, documentation, and those all-important regulations.
Exactly. You're like a sponge soaking everything up. And don't underestimate the importance of research at this level. You got to stay up to date on industry trends, those market ups and downs, and any changes in regulations.
Makes sense. And I bet RoleCatcher's AI could come in handy here, recommending some resources for professional development like industry magazines, online courses, maybe even some networking events.
Oh, for sure. It's like having your own personal career coach, guiding you to the resources that will help you grow and advance.
Okay, let's fast forward a bit. You've put in the work, you've honed your skills, and now you're ready to take that next step to junior import-export manager. What does that transition look like?
Now you're taking on more responsibility, leading projects, and making decisions that have a real impact on the business. It's not just about following instructions anymore. You're developing and implementing import-export strategies, managing budgets, and making sure everything's compliant with those complex regulations.
So it's a shift from doing to leading, strategizing, and problem solving.
Exactly. You're coordinating with suppliers and vendors all over the world, negotiating contracts, and ensuring those shipments arrive on time and within budget. And your analytical skills become even more critical at this level. You're doing market research, finding new business opportunities, and making recommendations based on data and insights.
Sounds like the pressure's on, but also pretty exciting to see your work make a real difference for the company.
Definitely. And let's not forget the importance of relationships. As a junior import-export manager, you're the face of the company, representing your brand and building trust with those international partners.
And I bet RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your communication style and approach to different cultures, right? Making sure you're building strong relationships and avoiding any potential misunderstandings.
Spot on. It can analyze cultural norms and give you insights into effective communication strategies for different regions or countries. It's like having a cross-cultural communication expert by your side.
All right, time to climb to the top of the mountain. The Senior Import-Export Manager. What does it take to reach that level of leadership and expertise?
Picture the conductor of an orchestra. You're overseeing every aspect of the import-export operations, setting the strategic direction, making sure everyone is in sync.
So you're not just managing shipments anymore, you're managing people, budgets, risks, and the company's global reputation.
You got it. You're responsible for long-term strategies, identifying and minimizing risks, negotiating big contracts, and mentoring the next generation of import-export managers. Leadership skills, strategic thinking, and the ability to build high-performing teams are absolutely essential at this stage.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility, but also incredibly rewarding.
For sure. You're at the helm, steering the ship through the ever-changing world of international trade. And the impact you can have on the company, your team, and even the global agricultural landscape can be truly significant.
Okay, so we've talked about the key responsibilities and skills at each career stage. But let's get down to brass tacks. What are some practical things our listener can do to actually get that first job and start climbing that career ladder?
RoleCatcher's Getting Started section is a goldmine of advice. First things first, get some hands-on experience. Look for internships, volunteer opportunities, even part-time jobs in companies that do import-export of agricultural products. Even if it's not your dream job right away, any experience in this field is valuable.
So it's about getting your foot in the door, showing your passion, and learning the ins and outs of the business.
Exactly. While you're gaining experience, focus on building those essential skills we talked about: communication, negotiation, problem solving, and cultural awareness. Take some online courses, attend workshops, read industry publications, invest in your professional development.
And I imagine RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your current skills and recommend specific courses or certifications that would boost your career prospects.
That's exactly right. It can also point out any skill gaps you might have and suggest ways to bridge them, giving you an edge over other candidates.
Okay, so let's say you've got some experience, you've been working on your skills, and now you're ready to start applying for jobs. What are some strategies for making yourself stand out from the crowd and leaving a strong impression?
Now it's time to focus on your personal brand and those networking skills. First, create a killer CV that highlights your relevant experience and skills. Whenever possible, quantify your achievements. Instead of just saying you managed import-export operations, say something like, successfully coordinated the import of X million dollars worth of agricultural products, resulting in a Y% increase in efficiency.
So show them the results you've achieved, not just the tasks you perform.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of a strong online presence. Update your LinkedIn profile, share interesting articles or industry insights, and connect with people in your field.
I'm sure RoleCatcher's AI can help with that as well. Maybe suggest improvements to your LinkedIn profile to make sure you're presenting yourself in the best light.
It absolutely can. It can also help you find and connect with important people in your industry, expanding your network and potentially opening doors to new opportunities.
Sounds like a great resource. We've talked about experience, skills, and personal branding. But let's not forget about interview preparation. We went through those 9 common interview questions. But is there anything else our listener can do to really nail those conversations and leave a lasting impression?
The key is practice, practice, practice. RoleCatcher's AI is an amazing tool for this. Record yourself answering common interview questions and get feedback from the AI on things like clarity, conciseness, and overall delivery. It can even analyze your body language and tone of voice, helping you project confidence and authenticity.
So it's like having a personal mock interview with an expert coach, all from the comfort of your home.
Exactly. And don't forget to research the company and the specific role you're applying for. Understand their mission, values, and company culture. Be prepared to explain why you're a good fit for the company and how your skills and experience align with their needs.
I bet RoleCatcher's AI can help with that too, right? Maybe analyze the company's website and social media to give you insights into their culture and values.
You got it. It's like having a research team working behind the scenes to give you an edge in the interview.
Amazing. We've really gone deep in this episode. We've covered the nuts and bolts of import-export management and talked about the big picture career strategies to help you succeed in this exciting field.
And we've explored the power of RoleCatcher's AI, which can be your secret weapon every step of the way.
So as you set out on your journey to become an import-export manager, remember this: you have the knowledge, the skills, and the tools to make it happen. Stay curious, embrace new ideas, and never underestimate your potential to make a difference.
I love that. The future of global agriculture is in your hands. Good luck out there.
That's a great way to wrap up part 2. But before we go, let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI for a minute. We've touched on some of its capabilities, but there's so much more to explore. In part 3, we'll unlock the full potential of this amazing tool. We'll see how it can help you shine brighter than the competition, tailor your application materials, and ace those interviews. It's like having a career coach, a research team, and an interview prep expert all in one. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive. We've explored what it takes to become an import-export manager in the world of agriculture, from understanding the role to nailing those interview questions and charting your career path.
And now it's time to reveal the secret weapon that can truly elevate your job search.
That's right. We're talking about RoleCatcher's AI. Throughout this deep dive, we've hinted at its power. But now we're going to break down exactly how it can be your personal career strategist, your 24/7 interview coach, and your ultimate tool for standing out in today's competitive job market.
It's like having a whole team of experts working tirelessly behind the scenes, dedicated to helping you achieve your career goals.
So let's start with the basics. How does RoleCatcher's AI actually work? What's the magic happening behind the curtain?
Well, at its core, RoleCatcher's AI is a sophisticated blend of machine learning algorithms and natural language processing. It's been trained on massive amounts of data, like job descriptions, CVs, and interview responses, learning to spot patterns and insights that humans might miss.
So it's like having a super brain that can analyze tons of information and pull out the most relevant details.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that it can tailor those insights to your specific skills, experience, and career goals.
Okay, let's get practical. We've talked about how RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your CV and cover letter to specific job descriptions. Can you walk us through that process? How does it actually work?
Picture this. You found the perfect job posting, but you're looking at your CV thinking, how can I make this stand out? That's where RoleCatcher's AI steps in. You simply upload your CV and paste in the job description. The AI then analyzes both documents, finding the keywords, skills, and experiences that the employer is really looking for.
So it's like having a recruiter highlight the important parts for you.
Exactly. And then it goes even further. It actually rewrites and restructures your CV, highlighting your most relevant accomplishments and tailoring your language to match the specific requirements of the job.
So it's not just about rearranging things. It's like a complete makeover to make a killer first impression.
You got it. And it doesn't stop there. RoleCatcher's AI can also help you write a compelling cover letter, one that tells your story and shows off your passion for the role.
It's like having a professional writer on your team, helping you craft the perfect narrative to hook the hiring manager.
Exactly. And the best part is you're still in control. The AI makes suggestions, but ultimately you make the final decisions about how you present yourself.
Okay, so let's say you've aced the application process and landed in an interview. We've already talked about how RoleCatcher's AI can help you prepare for those tough interview questions, but can it do even more?
Absolutely. Remember those personalized career insights we mentioned? Well, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your skills and experience and match you with potential career paths within the agricultural import-export sector.
It's like having a career counselor, helping you explore different options and find roles that really fit your interests and goals.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. It can also give you insights into things like salary expectations, industry trends, and even company cultures. It's like having a glimpse into the future of your career in this exciting field.
This is incredible. It sounds like RoleCatcher's AI is taking all the guesswork out of the job search process and empowering you to make informed decisions about your career.
That's the beauty of AI. It's not about replacing human intuition. It's about enhancing our capabilities and giving us the tools and insights to make smarter choices.
And in a world where the job market is constantly changing, having those tools can give you a huge advantage.
Absolutely. And the best part is RoleCatcher is always innovating, always adding new features. They're dedicated to helping job seekers like you succeed.
Well, I think we've officially unlocked the power of RoleCatcher's AI. It's a game changer, no doubt about it.
It really is. And we've only just begun to explore its capabilities.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of import-export management in agriculture, remember this. You have the knowledge, the skills, and the tools to achieve your goals. Stay curious, stay open to new ideas, and never doubt your ability to make a real difference.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and best of luck on your journey.